Hello, I'm Aldo. Welcome to Plays the Thing, the channel where I share my experiences prepping and playing tabletop role playing games. Today I'm going to be showcasing the hero calculator that I created to help me make characters in Champions Now. Champions Now is a superhero role playing game written by Ron Edwards and published by Hero Games. Before I dive in to show you how the hero calculator works, there are a few things I want to say at the top. First, this is not a product. And what I mean by that is that I'm not selling it. You can, however, have a free copy by simply availing yourself of the link that I've provided in the show notes. Second, this is a tool that I created using Google Sheets, and I am by no means an expert with that software. That being said, you might find this to be a little bit clunky or a little bit amateurish. I think that's a fair critique. It would be wonderful if anybody out there saw what I did, said I can do better, and did so. And it would be even cooler if said person then shared the improved version with me. In the meantime, however, this is what we've got, and I think it does a pretty good job of doing what I need it to do. Third, this is not a character generator. And so you're not going to find pull down menus of options that allow you to kind of like take a shortcut around the rule book, etc. You're going to have to own a copy of the book and know the rules to make effective use of this tool. You're going to have to enter in a lot of the content yourself. You're going to have to enter in a lot of the numbers yourself. So, all that being said, you might be asking yourself, why bother using this tool? Well, it does do certain things for us. It keeps track of all the math involved in adding advantages and limitations to characteristics and powers. It also structures the mathematical order of operations involved in doing things, especially with powers, which is especially important when you're working with power frameworks. It also keeps track of the ratio, which is the number that tells you if you've added too many limitations to your character. And finally, it keeps a running total of all the points that you've allocated to situations and characteristics and skills and powers. So that's a lot of functionality, and it makes my life a lot easier when I'm trying to make characters or when I am making characters for champions now. I should mention a couple more things. I run a modified version of Champions now. The only reason I say that is because if you own a published version of the rules, you might find some discrepancies, especially in the values that I might assign to advantages and limitations. Please don't be put off by such inconsistencies. They're not going to get in the way of doing what I'm trying to do with this tutorial, which is to teach you how to use this tool for your games as well as for mine. The other thing is that this is probably going to be a long tutorial, and so I'm probably going to chop it up into pieces, focusing on certain topics. I strongly advise that you watch those pieces in order because some of the things that I discuss early or in the middle of the tutorial are going to be essential for understanding some of the later sections. So that's my advice to you. All right. All that being said, let's jump into the hero calculator to give you a sense of how it's structured. All right. So here we are in the hero calculator, and we are sitting on the situations page. If you look at the very bottom of that page, however, you'll see that we have tabs for each of the other major elements in a champ that make up a champions now character. So in addition to situations, we have a tab for characteristics, we have a tab for powers, and we have a tab for skills, and we have a final points and ratio tab. And this tab will grab all the points that you've allocated on the other tabs and keep a running total, and it'll also express the ratio. All right, so that's the basic overview. I've given you an introduction to the tool, I've provided you with a basic overview, and now we're going to shift over to talking about how to work with situations.